Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. Before I go any further, I'm going to face the music. I'm going to address the writing on the wall. I have not been around for a while. I totally skipped 3.18 after it came out and actually worked. And I'm here a day after 3.19 came out. What happened in between? Well, for me to answer that question, I'm going to take you back to August. August of 2022. I'd come back from work. My roommate was already across the street at the neighbor's house having fun. And I look in the backyard as I go to grab a beer, a Heineken Light, and there's deer chewing all over the hydrangeas that we planted. I look on the table and there's a rotten potato over there. I grab it. I go to the door and I'm like, oh, I don't want to hit them. What can I hit? Oh, there's a tree. I open the door, I walk outside, and I throw this potato as hard as I can at this tree. And I tore my rotator cuff. 2 places. I let it go. I let it go and just didn't worry about not raising my hand more than this. I mean, it hurt, right? It was not good. Anyway, time goes on. I'm doing the videos. I'm having a great time. I shoot a video over with info runners and then I leave. I go across the street. I play darts. Everybody that I play darts with has always hit. Well, it hasn't always. Everyone has already hit 180s, 3 triple 20s. So I'm over there and I'm shooting the darts or throwing the darts and I get a triple 20, another triple 20. I get so nervous on the last one, I missed the board. Stupid, choked. I grab the dart out of the wall and throw it as hard as I can after I walk back to the line and aggravated that torn rotator cuff. I was in agony for days. Went to the doctor, they put me into rehab. Okay, so physical therapy for not 2 days a week, not 3 days a week, but 5 days a week to try to stave off having to have surgery. So their way was to build up all the other muscles around what I had done and try to alleviate the pain, bring back range of motion. 5 days a week in the mornings. Well, there's a problem. The mornings are when I shoot video. The mornings are when I write my scripts. The mornings are when I do the most work on my videos. And I go to work, then I come back, and I just touch them up. It took that away. The only other place I could have taken away time was to take it away from time I spend with my significant other. I enjoy our time together. I love to sit on the couch, watch movies, and do things, play games, go across the street, enjoy the neighbor's time. And I would have to give that up if I was to still do the channel. So I just said, all right, I'll hold off for a couple of months and come back. January hits, and my employer had to let go a number of people. Scared the hell out of me, made me feel bad for the ones that left. It made me think, where am I at? What if this happened to me? And I realized I didn't have a parachute. I didn't have a backup plan, and I needed to make one. It stressed me out. That was bad. The next thing that happened, yes, there's multiple, is I had a bout with atrial fibrillation. I think it was just in the beginning of February. I'm still going through it now, still seeing a cardiologist, trying to figure out what is the issue. Haven't had a major bout with it since then, but that was 6 hours of AFib. And then 2 last things. One not so big, one really big. One was my car just pushed me over the edge financially, and it started flashing a light saying my high voltage battery was going. It was a sensor, but still I replaced the car. That's stressful because it's a bill I thought I was coming to the end of. Now I have for another 5 years. I bought myself an EV, and hopefully that will be the end of that. But about a week before I did that, I might cry when I talk about this. I know it's a cat. It's my cat. And Bat Cat was involved with much of what I do. Any gameplay I had, Anytime I was on someone's show or did a show or interviewed people, she would be around. And every time I went to bed, she'd be there. Every time I went downstairs and sat down on the couch, she'd follow me and sit next to me. And she was really, really, really deeply connected to me as a pet, favorite pet ever. She died at the end of February. So it's taken me 3 months to dig myself out of the dark or gray place I was in. I'm better now. I did it the way that I always do. I started working out. The endorphins are always helpful. Makes you think when you go for long walks or runs or sit on the bike I have behind me and just ride it in the morning when nobody's up yet. I'm back, all right? I'm sorry I was gone, but there's no way I emotionally could have done videos in the time that I was away. But I'm back. And 3.19 is here. So I missed 3.18. I missed a debacle that was the release of that. And I'm back for what's supposed to be a great new frontier, a new beginning for Star Citizen. A decade and $500 million later, a new beginning. So the first thing I did was last week, I jumped into Star Citizen PTU and I tried out the wonderful, horrible, crappy tutorial. Many years ago, I did a video about the tutorial that they created back then. It was very well done. It was voice acted and it was done in live, real time. And yes, there were prompts that came up on the screen and it was really good. This one is text on a screen that you have to hit buttons, and really, I didn't feel connected to it. And the first one of the quests was to get out of the rack, and I had to reboot the game multiple times to get that first part of the quest to work. And I asked myself, is this where we're at? That everyone's telling me how great it is, and here I am trying to get into something that new people that are going to come into the game, that I've asked to come into the game, are going to try to do. They're going to try to use it, right? And it doesn't work like a $500 million game should work. Well, I held my tongue. I scrapped the video that I shot. I threw away the footage and I said, all right, let me just go back next week. 3.19 came out yesterday. This morning it was fully downloaded and I went in. Everything worked great. Frame rates are still crap for what I have, in the 40s, and I have a 5900X, not a 7900, but a 5900. I have a 6800 XT, not a 7900 XTX, but still, I'm not doing NVIDIA right now because personally, I think they overprice their products, and I think they're awesome and the best out there, but I don't want to spend $2,000 on a graphic card right now. I just don't feel like the game is where it should be for me. They redid Lorville. Yeah, it looks really good. They redid Hurston, and it looks really good. There's atmospheric, volumetric clouds everywhere, and I think they put the cart before the horse. Something as simple as finding the spaceport whenever you go to a city still has not been addressed this many years later. Yeah, I know where it is. I look for the big building and I find it, but I played this game. You are doing a free fly and are inviting people into it. How are they going to know where the spaceport is? It's a good question, right? What's going to happen with that? How are they going to figure it out? Clouds everywhere. Lorville. Ugh. It was still good. I got to say, I still thought it was good, but still have to look at it from the other point of view, which is I've been in this game forever. I know exactly how to find the spaceport. All I do is fly low enough. I'm going to find it. Most people won't. I did a bunker mission, was successful, had an amazing time doing it. The AI is still dumb as rocks, but much more intelligent than it used to be. Dumb as rocks instead of stupid and dumb as rocks. I had a good time with it. Flying out to my first mission, the game crashed and I had to come back in and start all over again. That's par for the course. We've all done that before. I just think that we should be further along from here. While I was gone, I didn't talk in Discord as much as I normally do. I didn't talk to the friends that I normally talk to. I stayed away. But I did try other games. I mean, I talked about Cyberpunk the last time I was around, and those cities with, well, that big city with all those tons of people in it that react to a chase scene and try to jump out of the way. That was impressive. I walked through Lorville, and there's still people standing, or now, even better, crouching on chairs. It's kind of weird, right? That we're still in the same place. I still have almost no frame rate when I'm sitting inside of the tube, whatever you want to call it, the tube, the subway, the rail system. Lots of reflection on the windows. Awesome. They're beautiful. Lots of streaming lights. I always pick Microtech as my home city because I feel like you can get back and forth a lot faster than in other places. But I still feel like I'm the only one in these cities when I go there. I flew out to Hurston. I landed at Lorville. I went to the Hurston Central Business District and really felt like this is the exchange. There should be people everywhere. There should be people trading stocks on the floor and nothing, or trading commodities, and nothing like that is happening. I feel like the vision that was presented to us hasn't come to fruition yet. And I have to start thinking, well, what's going to happen when they give us Pyro? They've made Pyro multitudes bigger than the Stanton system. You got to fly further to get between all the planets. And that means that the thousands of people that are playing Star Citizen, hundreds of thousands during these free fly, there's going to be even less people around. And how are they going to feel like they're filled and bustling with people if there's less player characters to fill them? Because NPCs aren't filling them. They're not doing their job. They're not walking around. They're not going about their day. Assumption is not in the game yet. And I know we have to wait for other things to happen, like server meshing. And we've been talking about that for 5 years now. So I am not here to beat up Star Citizen. I'm not. I love the game. I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to continue doing videos for it. I'm going to continue coming here to talk to you about it. But I have to talk to you about where this channel goes. Because it can't be about just Star Citizen, because one video, 2 videos a week, because that's about all the news that's there's going to be, is not going to fill a channel. Yeah, I will do playthroughs, so there will be absolutely 100% live streaming happening again. I've set my computer up downstairs. Oh, I forgot that piece of the pie. My Thrustmaster HOTAS throttle died. Had to get a new one. The new one's cool, though. Instead of, well, I'll have to talk about it when I play, but the new one, the Warthog, the new throttle, so much better than the one I had. Anyway, I need to think about where we're going. So other games, I don't know what they're going to be, but it's definitely going to be a mix of Flight Sim X-Plane, Kerbal Space Program, and other games thrown in. And I'm going to throw other content here just to see how people find it. There is some... COVID ruined me. Made me fatter. Made me fatter, and I'm losing that weight. But it also locked me in the house, and I needed things to do. And what I did was I found a company called Eagle Moss, who went out of business, and now their product has been picked up by Fan Home, and I'm getting back into building these models. I guess you have to say that they're made of steel and plastic, or metal and plastic, and they're amazing. And I have 3 that are in, well, there are 3 that I'm subscribed to that I am building. I'm thinking about trying to bring you that content of me building through. One of them I'm on episode, I guess it would be an episode 6. Might not be 6, it might be a little bit more, but I've had 5 issues. 5 issues delivered. 5. And 6th one will come in July. And then from then on, I'll have one every month. And in each one, I think there's 4 stages. I also am subscribed to the DeLorean, which I have not started yet. That's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And I'm also subscribed to the, well, one of my favorite cars of all time, the Mustang GT 500. beautiful car that was Gone in 60 Seconds, Eleanor. So we're going to build that. So I think I might put that here. And lots of other people are like, just build a new channel. And I don't want to. I want to keep one community, one group of people in one place. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll figure it out. But I need to do something to be consistent, to be here for you, and to show you about all the great things that I'll be doing. Well, that's kind of a comeback video. And at some point, we'll talk about this wonderful, wherever I'm pointing right now, but we'll talk about this wonderful footage that's in the background about my return to Star Citizen. And I think that will be my next video. And although I was a little bit salty, I also had a really good time. Like I said, I really do enjoy Star Citizen. The most important thing is that I got to get my group of friends back together and join some of your groups, because Star Citizen is not a do-it-alone game. Star Citizen is a place. Star Citizen is a experience to be experienced with many people, with your friends, with groups of people. And playing alone leaves you feeling, like I just said before, just as you're this one sole person in an empty world that seems to have lost all of its inhabitants. When you play with friends, that feeling goes away. And that's what I hope to bring. Anyway, I talked a lot, right? Said a lot of things that I want to do. It's time for me to get moving on bringing them to you all. Hope you like the B-roll in the background. It was just one mission, and we will talk about it with other B-roll that I'll be shooting over the next day. There will be a brief 1-week hiatus right away because I am going on vacation. I know I'm starting it this week, but middle of next week I'm going on vacation. I'm going to try to build up some videos so that only turns out to be a few days, but we'll see. So with that said, you all be safe out there, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.